Now we're at Buttern Stone Circle. This is the most upright stone. I've hung my compass around it so you can see just how small that particular stone is. It's not particularly aligned, that one. I've checked on that. It's somewhere between, where was it? Southeast. Northeast somewhere, I think it was, yeah. Anyway, so this is mainly recumbent. Some of the stones that were in it were quite sizable. And this one, there's my foot, so that's a good size. Some more just over here. This is right in the middle of nowhere, this one. Oh, there's one. Look, again, there's my foot for reference. I'm a size 9. Yeah. So this again is ancient, was ancient when the Romans invaded. It's 3.5 to 4,500 years old. Bronze Age, Neolithic, late Neolithic, early Bronze. I think I counted about, I can't remember now, 17 stones. And as I say, there's another one just so you can see a reference with my foot, how big that must be, about getting on 4 foot. And there's another one there, about 3 foot. Another one there, and then we're back to these. So yes, Buttern Stone Circle. Strange that a lot of these stone circles aren't in defendable positions. This is in the saddle between that hill and this hill, Buttern Hill. That's why this one's called Buttern Stone Circle. So begs to mind as to why they always put them in such non-defendable positions. I think perhaps they lived in very peaceful times back then, and maybe this wasn't. I'm sure they had skirmishes with other villages, other tribes, other peoples, but these are always. It's like Grimspound on Dartmoor. It's in the saddle of 2 great big tors either side of it. It's got a huge defensive wall around it. Well, we assume it's defensive. So what was the point of that? Anyway, Buttern Stone Circle, just along from Scorrell. So it's only about another 15-minute walk. So if you ever do any of these, it's worth a visit. But to be honest, frankly, some of the stone circles I've visited on Dartmoor are a bit of a disappointment. And I think this almost is a disappointment. But I just get excited about seeing them and knowing how old they are. The people we hear about nearly 5,000 years ago, doing something. I think they used them for let's just say, like every kind of settlement seems to have 1 or 2 stone circles where I've looked on Dartmoor. I'm not saying that's the truth. Someone will say, "Oh, yeah, but there isn't one here, so your theory is rubbish." I'm not saying mine's not a studied theory. Mine's just looking at these places and making my own mind up. I'm not a historian, although I've had an interest in history for over 60 years now. And I think they would all go out hunting for a day. One party would go off that direction, another party would go off in this direction, and say, right, let's meet up, let's just say here at Buttern Stone Circle and celebrate the what we've caught, and basically have a barbecue. Sure, they didn't have gas barbecues then. And basically cook the meat up, and because burnt remains have been found in these stone circles before, dating back to those periods. So yeah, I think they lived in relatively peaceful times, and yeah, I think these were here for, I wouldn't say ritualistic, I wouldn't say that. I think they'll probably have ceremonial purposes, like I've just said, or like a wedding, or let's all get up to there and see where we're going to move on to next and have a good old conflab, So I think this is what these were for, but it gave them a point of reference to get there. Anyway, that's the world according to Al's History Channel.